date smart contract we have written. Now we're gonna create a front end to integrate with our smart contract part. Now the last time we met, I told you about the thing called ABIs. So today we're gonna use ABIs to the fullest. So API is basically give the interface of our smart contract,
Ayush,
create the instance of a smart. Hello. Yes.
Ayush, just a small
Yes. Yes. Yes.
question.
Yep.
Like before doing this, the backend part, you thought the backend part, no?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I figured everything out, but I'm not able to run it. Like, how do I compile it, dude?
Okay. So you compile it by using this script, deploy script.
So, oh, wait, you
You
mean that I should copy the entire thing and like put it in JS format and then
no no
compile
no
it?
no no. There's two different things. Like let's see. That's my photo, so I can help you with that easily. So basically, we create a hard hat framework. Okay,
Yeah,
that's the first thing. You get this part.
yeah,
If you
I do.
install the git hard hat part, you get these folders. In contract part, you have to write smart contract. In the scripts part, you have to write the deploy script. In the deploy
Okay.
script, if you go there, we use hard hat, and hard hat within itself has ethers in it to interact with the smart contract, to compile the smart contract, and to deploy the smart contract. So the first line here saying the get the contract factory basically is fetching the smart contract from the contracts factory. We just have to name the smart contract, put the name of the smart contract in the deploy script, like here. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Then,
After that, again, we have to use NFT marketplace, that we define the variable name and use the deploy keyword. All of these are already a keyword. If you just need to copy paste this script and just change the name of the smart contract to deploy any smart contract you have, no matter how complicated it is. Okay, so using a deploy script, you start to deploy and you enter await keyword. Await keyword basically telling this script to await until the smart contract is being deployed to the blockchain. It usually takes 30 seconds. As you know, each block is minted after 30 seconds in real blockchain. For example, in Polygon, it takes 14 to 30 seconds in EVM chains, including Polygon and Ethereum. So this await keyword basically telling this function to wait for 14 to 30 seconds until NFT marketplace is deployed. And once it's deployed, we're writing this, there are NFT marketplace deployed to this NFT dot address. We're getting the address part and then doing all the things. This thing is used for verify the smart contract. Any doubts?
yeah, no, nothing. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
No, no worry. So if you're here, I'll also tell you about verify part. The difference between verify and a simple contract is when you go to simple contract, if you don't use this thing, don't verify your smart contract. It will be shown in the bytecode part. That bytecode is actually stored in the EVM machine, Ethereum virtual machine, but it's not human readable. And it will not give you trust within the community that your smart contract is same as you're telling it. So when we verify the smart contract and go to the Polygon scan, we can see the smart contract in a actually human readable form, in a solidity programming form. So anyone in the community with the sufficient solidity programming language knowledge can read your smart contract and check and see that yes, you are creating the smart contract, your smart contract the same way you are selling it. So always verify your smart contract. Again, it's very simple. You just need to copy paste this script and just change the name of the smart contract, and all the things are same. Okay, so anyone any other doubt in the hard hat part? I'm a smart contract developer, so I am more than happy to help you with smart contract part. Believe me. Okay, so yes, please. Any doubt, man? Okay, cool. So let's go to the front end part. So as I'm telling it, To integrate our smart contract with a front end, we need to have ABI. So what is ABI? ABI basically is interface. It is a it gives the instance of the smart contract to interact with the front end. Interface do not define how the function work, but only declare the function. And how we get the ABI? We get the ABI by going to the hard hat part again, artifacts, contracts, NFT market.json, and this is the ABI. That does not define how the smart contract function works, but only define that this smart contract function is present in that smart contract. This is more than enough to interact with the front end with our smart contract. So just copy paste this thing and create a constant in a file with the name index. Here we create two things: marketplace address, this, and ABI. If you copy paste this address and go to the polygon scan, where this showing this, and move to the Mumbai test network. You can see that the contract has a green symbol that this contract is being verified. And apart from that, if we go to the last file, this this is the same contract we have in our local file. So anyone can read this with the comments. Everything is present. Complete transparency. One of the another rule of blockchain. And apart from that, you can also get contract API. Instead of going to a JSON file, you just simply go there and click copy paste. This button, copy button. Okay, cool. So now we are here. We put our marketplace address and API to create the constant file. And this is the package on JSON we are using. Everything is pretty standard apart from this Axios and .env. I'm gonna show you how you .env and Ethers client. This four thing is different. Apart from that, all the other things are you get when you install Next.js app in your local machine. Then you get all these files, and then we create a .env file here. Again, .env file is needed for API key. They're the same RPC URL we use for the backend part. For smart contract solidity part, I already explained you what RPC URL do, what is nodes, and why we need nodes. And then this is Infura project ID. I guess I just came to know that now we need project ID and a project secret key to interact with the Infura gateway for IPFS. Before, I guess 2 months ago, this thing doesn't need you just need IPFS key to make this thing happen. But now you need both of those and tell you how to integrate with them. So you have to go to the Infura website, create account and get this ID. But you also going to need a credit card or a debit card to get these keys. So you are also free to use these two keys for test purposes. After .env file, we start with our pages file. The first thing will be index. Let me explain to you. Let's forget about this here. We are importing ethers again. Ether.js is basically a library to interact with our smart contract. It acts as an intermediary between the front end and the smart contract part. These are the hooks. If you're aware with the Next.js thing, you also know what is hooks are. XJS will be needed to interact with the IPFS. Web3 nodal will be used to create a smart contract wallet. And these three things is common for every page. Sorry, these two. You have to use these two things everywhere. So basically what front end do, let me go there to understand you better. Apart from, if you learn this, you can interact with any smart contract part. Look this. If you see, this is contract, any constant name, ethers that act as an intermediary between the front end and the back end part, and this contract keyword. This contract keyword take three things: marketplace address, API that we put on the constant part, which always remain constant once we deploy a smart contract, and provider. Now there's a concept called provider and setter. Are you aware of, with the concept of provider and setter? Anyone not aware here? Okay, no. So basically, every transaction in a blockchain, sorry, every interaction with a blockchain is a transaction. But reading from the blockchain is not a transaction. So if you just want to read from the blockchain, you are a provider. But if you want to interact with the blockchain, then you need to be a signer. These two things is only applicable when you're interacting with a smart contract from the front end. So you can also think of provider as a read function and signer as a write function. So this thing costs gas and this thing doesn't cost gas because it's just a read function. Let's go back. So again, we create provider part, ethers provider, just RPC provider, and this is the RPC URL we have in our .env file. So again, we are using hook, wallet connected, set wallet connected. First it will be false because the default value of the bool is false. Reference loading state. This is again will be used for wallet connect, load NFT. So we create the provider part. As I explained earlier, what is provider do. Then I create the instance of the smart contract by using smart contract address, smart contracts API, and the provider because we only need to fetch data from the blockchain. This is data part, that is contract.fetch market items. Fetch market items is a smart contract function. So we are using the smart contract function here. And again with items, now we're going to use mapping function. So basically think like that of an array. If an array create one of as an NFTs and this thing as a blank thing. So mapping will go to each NFT and fetches all the details and put it on the item array. So we can return the item array and show on our front end. That's the basic logic behind it. Again, these are the hooks. And now buy NFT. Buy NFT, as you can think, is a signer function because we are interacting with a blockchain which costs gas to buy NFT. So again, Web3 model connection will again, this thing will be same. Provider, connection, get signer. Here you can see instead of a provider, we use signer. So we use provider dot get signer. You have to run this keywords like get signer, contract, connect things. But you can also get this from EtherGX official documentation. This thing you can only run through what you say, building on your own, breaking things on your own. Apart from that, official documentation of EtherJS is the best thing you can get here. So instead of provider, we have a signer here. Again, we create an instance of the smart contract with the same things. Contract address, ABI signer. And here, this is what do Ether do best. So there's a concept in block in JavaScript called big number. As you know, one ETH. I think you're well aware of that. Are you guys aware with the way and Ether? What is the difference between them? Anyone here? Okay, so I take it as a no. One ether is equal to 1 raised to power. Sorry, 10. You can say 1 multiply 10 raised to power 18. So where is the smallest unit to calculate weight? To calculate gas, while ether is the biggest unit or the real unit to calculate gas. So we get the number in this form, which is big number. JavaScript cannot handle big numbers and it will give you rubbish value or garbage value at the end. So to tackle this problem, we use ether.js. To use ether utils pass units. They're the price to string ether. So basically this number will be converted into the string and then string will convert it into pass unit in the ether form. So this big number will be converted into 1.0 in ether. This thing is very beneficial and you have to do it everywhere, literally everywhere. Now the transaction part, again, create market sale is an NFT contract function. We're interacting with this, giving it value of price, and waiting for transaction, await, and then load NFTs. Get provider sign again, same thing, Web3 model you're using, provider. You can see this is the main tricky part here. So every blockchain has their chain ID. For example, Growly blockchain or test network has a chain ID of 5. I think Ethereum has a chain ID of 1. And Polygon has a chain ID of 137. So we're checking that the user which are connected to our dApp having the chain ID of Mumbai in its wallet. If you connect it to Polygon, it will show this message, change the network to the Mumbai test network. I have to speed up. Again, need signer, same thing, same thing. This is the main tricky part. Again, we are using get provider signer from this thing we have defined. Doing same the thing and set wallet. And this is the front end part. You guys know about how to write React.js, right? React.js or Next.js. Anyone bro? Yes, no. पता नहीं. So let me give you a general introduction to React.js or Next.js here. Again, div is HTML concept. I guess you know about HTML also. So loading state, if loading state is loaded, as we set hooks in the first line of our smart in the file, an NFT has some length. If NFT is length, for example, if there's one, then true is equal to false. Look, this line basically saying that if there's no NFT in our marketplace, then it will be written no items in the marketplace. Else, it will give this thing that flex justified. We are using here tailwind CSS. So flex justify center to justify everything on center. Same grid, max width, same thing, same thing. So again, we are using mapping here with I as a counter and NFT as the value composition of the part. Card header. First, we show the image, then the name of the NFT, then the description of the NFT, and then going to call the buy NFT function we have defined on the top of JavaScript logic and go buy NFT with the button name buy. Price matic like this. After that, we're going to create our NFT part of create NFT.js. Here we again using use state from React, ethers from the ether.js, create. Create is basically an IPFS HTTP client. We're using create from that. How will create? You use Visualizer, use router from next router, again Web3 model to create our wallet, and ABI marketplace address as an instance of a smart contract to create the instance of a smart contract, to create signer and provider function, or what we call it, the cloud functions. So upload image. So I mentioned here we create project ID, Infura APS project ID, project secret, project ID and secret, key value pair, auth, basic. This line I just simply copy paste from the MetaMask documentation. You have to use these 4 lines. Just know what they call a rocket science behind it. This how they authenticate that someone using Infura custom gateway, and they pay for the custom gateway. So not up to us. They are up to Infura to use this thing. And again, client, we use client create host port again. This all this line from here to here. You can find it on the Infura documentation. Now we get the create item function, file URL, set URL, again hooks. You guys also aware about hooks, right? How hooks works. Let's take it as a yes. Again, form input. Form input will look like something like this. If internet will be working right. Like this. Name, description, metric form, image provider, and create NFT. So the form, price, name, description. Use router to route between the pages on the navigation bar. Teach you about the navigation bar here. Okay. So for tell teach you how we build the navigation bar. Tailwind CSS and all the things like that. So what app.js do? If you want something to be placed to be available or placed everywhere in your dApp in your front end, you simply go to app.js and put it here. So basically, I want navbar to be present everywhere in my application. So you define navbar here with all the details you want, the coloring part, border, things, the name of the your application, and designing part, and then give the buttons to it. For example, if you go to the home, sorry, if you go to sell NFT, then we move to the create NFT page here. If you go to my NFT part, then you go to my NFT page here. Same goes for dashboard and things like that. So basically, if you want component or an element or anything or any logic you want to push to everywhere in your app, you have to put it on app.js. You can not have to, but can put it to app.js to save yourself from a lot of work. To create an NFT part, so this thing I already defined. Create item, you already aware with the hooks concept. Use router on change, file to target, edit path. This is the customized Infura IPFS you get. Gateway, IPS gateway you get. If anyone of you have credit card, I prefer you and suggest you to create your own gateway. So in that way, it will be beneficial for you and you will learn new thing in Infura. You see, this is the upload function we use, and then upload dot client that we define here. This const function or cost variable. No, this is a function, cost function dot pin dot add. We have the edit path, and then rest console rest and set file URL. Basically, the thing it going to do is it going to change the data into the IPFS link, or you call CID, content ID, and get set that content to set profile URL and give the error if uploading error fails, if any errors occur. Same thing to upload IPFS. Again, the concept is same. Upload image client.add.data, custom API, custom path you have. Here we are getting the CID link from upload to IPFS because it's turning the URL here. Web3 model we are using to create a wallet connection providers because list NFT for sale. This should be a signer thing. Ah, yes. Provider, and then we convert it to signer, get signer, because we are list NFT for sale. Basically, we are interacting with the blockchain, which is a transaction which costs gas, so we have to use signer. Unit form unit price 0 ether contract. Again, we are creating the instance of the contract with the same thing, address, ABI signer. Get the listing price, or get the listing price. This is the function of the smart contract we are defined here. So listing price to string, we convert it into string to save ourselves from the big number problem or the garbage value we'll get from JavaScript and get the listing price. This is the transaction. Again, create token. This smart contract function inside of a smart contract. Again, we give it parameters, value, listing price, and move on. And this is the front end logic, how the things will be displayed. Now we go to the dashboard. Same logic, ether, use files, Axios, constant, create a dashboard, hooks, use effect, to interact with the hooks, load NFT. Again, load NFT is smart contract function. So we're going to create an instance of a smart contract, fetch item listed. Through we're using signer, but provider can also work. And one more thing I want to add here to get your concept right. Signer can interact with read and write function both, but provider can only interact with the write function. So if you learn the concept of the provider and signer, you almost become a front end Web3 developer, because rest of the thing are Web2 only. The provider and signer concept of ethers is a Web3 concept in Web2, in Web3. So that's the thing you have to run in Web2 space, but in Web3 you only need to learn about provider, signer, creating an instance of the contract, and wallet connect. How to connect your wallet. You can use wallet connect, which is literally 3 lines of code, but I want you to understand how the things actually working on the backend side. So you can understand why wallet connect is so famous. Again, node NFT part. Again, interacting with the smart contract function we have defined using item mapping, getting all the values, set NFT as hooks concept working. Set NFTs are array. Cool. Again, this is defined how front end works. This dashboard basically define the the NFTs. Let me comment this part. NFTs, seller or user have listed in our platform. This my NFT is basically this NFT seller and user have listed, oh sorry, on in our platform. Again, ethers, states, Axios, same model, same. Again, hooks, load NFT part. Again, we have to do the Web3 model to connect our smart contract. And the connection provider signer, get signer part, create an instance of a smart contract, fetch RFT user owned by using fetch NFT smart contract function. Yes, this name is wrong. Name, name is right. So here, saying contact Axios to get a token URI. Again, mapping to fetch all the data here. Set NFT in the hooks. Function front end part. Done. Apart from that thing, these three lines you have to add while using Tailwind CSS. So if you go to the Tailwind officer documentation part, they give you the npm link to install Tailwind and then give you these three lines. You have to put in a global CSS to use Tailwind. Apart from that, everything is pretty standard. Again, it's a front end thing. You can go crazy on that. .env has to have the alchemy API key, Infura IPS project ID, things like that. Packages, you're already aware of that. It is for this. Okay, I will tell you one more cool thing. Then okay. Also, in Next.js, you have to do this thing part. .env, .infura. I don't know why, but it will give you error if you don't do this thing. All other things are pretty predefined. I just want to show you one another error face while building this thing. So you don't have to. Okay, this if do one thing and delete this thing. Now whenever you go to the page, so error or not. Let's go forget about this thing. If you just install Next.js, it will not show you next.babel. It's going to show maybe something like this thing, I guess. The troubleshooting you have to do on your own. Okay, maybe I'm fighting with a Deadpool here. So got this, and everything will be working. So here we go. We created a simple front end part. You can create more and more as you want to do. And it's 8 o'clock and I have to leave for an interview. You already have my Twitter IDs and you can call me there. Sorry guys, but I have to leave. I will push the smart contract also, particular front end part to the GitHub as soon as possible. Okay, Krishna bro, I am leaving. And
Thank
sorry,
you,
I'm not
thank you,
giving
thank you.
you time today. I have to leave.
No worries. I think you completed the front end part, right?
Yep. Apart from that, I will
Yeah.
push the
Thanks a lot,
GitHub as
Ayush.
soon as possible.
Okay. I'll just share it with them, and just check out Twitter, guys. Ayush's mentor post will be out. I'm sorry you're doing this too late, but yeah, do guys react about the complete cohort how he has helped out with your project apparently. So yeah, Ayush, thanks a lot, buddy, and everyone who's in
Also,
the meet, please do stay back. I just want to have a small talk with you guys.
also, anyone has any problem with smart contract part or blockchain in general, how to be excel in blockchain, please reach out to me on Twitter. I will help you. Okay, guys, thank you for your
Ayush is
time.
always there, guys. Ayush and Harsh are best friends. Okay, they guys are always there for you, and myself also. I'm also going to help you in any kind of problems that you have. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ayush. Guys, so I just wanted, we'll be sharing across a feedback form. I shared across the team forms. Just try to fill that. Like all the team representatives who are there today, just try to fill the form of the what you are building exactly, and wow, just tell in 3 4 lines what exactly you're trying to build. Please don't do lottery contracts. Apparently, that's the same thing which we are that exists on the website. So yeah, how was the overall cohort, guys? I just need some guys to just open up the mic and speak. So I we have worked day and night for this. I really feel that I could hear to couple of words what you guys thought about it. Anyone
I
out of their pure heart,
I think it was
if they feel. Yeah, yeah, go on, please.
I think it was something new that we learned about, so it was at the same time informative and fun also to do it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ananta, right?
Prabhav.
Shubham, Hare Shubham. Yes, thank you, yaar. uh so Diksha, how was it? Am I audible, guys? I just want to hear a couple of words, how just to get your
Yeah, yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
Shubham was always there. Shubham always responds, and he's always there. But thanks a lot, buddy. Some other guys, come on. I don't want you guys leaving the meet. I just want to interact with you guys. David, Namya, Himanshu, Anvesh, Adarsh, Karan. How was it, guys? This is the last online meet that we are gonna have, probably.
It was great, bro. Yeah, the time we spent was nice. Like we have worked on so many projects.
Right? Yeah, I felt so happy to connect with you guys. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me, working days and nights and connect with you guys, adding value to people's lives. Apparently, that's what I love, and my team. I like to extend a huge thanks to everyone who was associated with this, all the HODs, Sagar sir, and my faculty personally. I don't know if Rekha ma'am is there or anyone is there in this call today, but yeah, uh, I like to thank them also because they have relentlessly helped me out in getting clarity and overall thing. So and all of you guys who have relentlessly come for sessions to all together and been part of this. It has been quite an emotional thing for me because I've never done this, to be very frank, and it has been amazing journey so far for us, with ups and downs. Even though there might be some mishaps, please forgive me for that. Hopefully, I was able to add value to your lives for the past 1 month, and my team. I could not thank them enough. Thanks a lot, everyone, for being a part of this cohort. Would soon love to catch up with you offline and get your certificates ready once you submit your projects and once you finish the last final quiz. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. See you then. If you have anything to pour it out, just tell me. I would feel very happy, genuinely, to hear a couple of words from you guys who are there in the meet today.
Hello,
Krishna?
Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, like how do we know who is our mentor?
There is a mentor form that is going to be going across in just a few minutes. Okay, and I'll be sharing across the Excel sheet who has been assigned to whom. Okay, and their contact number will be done. I'll think we'll be adding you to a WhatsApp group, and you can just go ahead and talk to them. Cool.
Okay, okay, bro.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anything, guys?
Yeah, Krishna, I have something.
Yeah, Ranjit. Tell me, buddy.
During, can I be a little bit like too frank?
Yeah. That's what I want. That's to be very frank, guys. I like people who are frank and open.
When I thought, like, when I heard this course that the RV college is conducting this blockchain and all, I thought, okay, fine, something or the other. It's just like a mode of internship. I'll just finish the course and like take my certificate. What's so great deal about it? So, but
Uh,
I just like after like a few sessions, like 2 3 sessions from Harsh, I just learned that Web3 is not something which is really small, or it is not something which has started. It is something which has been existence, which is like existing from a decade, and it has like lot of potential and lot of inputs. So I can tell you that this thing was actually something which is great, which happened to me in RV college from past last year.
Thank you.
I don't I don't think so that I'll forget this thing, that I've learned something with people from the industry, like Harsh and all, Ayush, and like be it Pranshi. People were like they were good. They were not just like explaining things. They were like chilled out. They were explaining things with like what do you say, with an
Uh,
ease. They were taking things with an ease.
yes.
So I don't know. I'll be a developer from for Web3 or not, but I'm damn sure that I'm not scared of coding anymore.
Yeah. That is amazing, man. Thanks for the
So
heart.
this is what I have, Krishna.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for everything.
Means a lot to me that someone is able to, because overall at the end, when you see the final picture, it feels so happy that someone is able to get value out of it. It feels really happy to the bottom of my heart. Thanks a lot, Ranjit, for telling this to me. I feel really happy for this.
Thank you for organizing such a session, Krishna.
And thank you, man, for being part of it. Thank you. Anyone who wants to talk their heart out, it's totally fine to tell. This is a safe space. I just want to hear what you really gained out of this, because hopefully I can better it, and in some or the other way I can help you out in a more brief manner. Anyone else? I think not. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for being on this part of this cohort. You're our first batch, and hopefully, looking forward for your collaboration and partnership with association with BobDAO for a long time. We have a lot of things planned, and we have a hiring spree also probably soon enough for the hackathon. that we are organizing, and couple of events planned. Hopefully, you can be a part of it and make this a grand event, grand success. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for being a part of it. This is Krishna signing off.
Thank you for having this session, Krishna. This is Ranjit signing off.